Welcome to Hammerdown Motorsports. Today we are testing out the AWE exhaust, the 0FG system for the 5th gen Ram. And I gotta tell you, I've had this system for probably around 3 weeks, maybe even a little more at this point, and I absolutely love it. It's so different from the Borla. Not saying the Borla is bad in any way, because it's not. But if you do live in a neighborhood and you don't want to have that ridiculously loud cold start, which I gotta say I really did love, but I also now have a place in Maryland where we have neighbors all around us, so when I start that truck up, yeah, it's pretty much a window rattler. And with this new system, it is definitely loud as well, but it isn't that aggressive, crazy loud on that cold start. It still sounds beautiful, it sounds awesome, it sounds muscle car, but it's more, if you want that sound, you got to be in the throttle. And it's just kind of like this. I mean, we're cruising around right now. I don't have to yell over this exhaust whatsoever, and we're gonna go like this. And you can hear that crackle like we had with the Borla. Like I would say it pretty much turns the volume all the way up to the Borla, but it's just a little bit more mild around the regular driving. It doesn't have, some people have said that the Borla drones. I don't think that it does, but it does have more of just a constant sound at all times. But with the 180 technology in the muffler on the AWE system, it really eliminates any kind of drone whatsoever, and it keeps it more manageable. It's probably the best way I'd be able to say it. And it's bassy. It's got that deep growl to it, and I absolutely love the sound of this exhaust. And now it's got me thinking, well, I think well, I've said this before too, but I think we might need to go get something for the Camaro, because the American Racing headers system is very high quality, very good, but it's very not loud enough for me. That's all I can tell you about that. But we're gonna leave that for now, because we're gonna try to figure something out with that, and possibly maybe in the future make that car a little bit louder. But for now, I'm just absolutely enjoying the AWE exhaust system on this truck. The 0FG system is so good. It's really everything I ever wanted in an exhaust system for this Hemi, and I never thought I would say that after having the Borla. But there again, if you want to have one that is loud, but not all the time loud, this is the one I think I would go for. You gotta love that. So just generally cruising around, I mean, it's not obnoxious inside at all, no drone at all. And I don't know if some people maybe don't know exactly what drone is, but drone is kind of like that buzzing sound that you get inside the cab. It's kind of like that. And if you have some exhausts that aren't tuned, you can get that. Sometimes if you just like chop your muffler off and you just kind of like, I just want it loud, I don't want to spend any money. The reason you spend money on an exhaust system is because the companies that make these, they play with all the different ins and outs of the exhaust system to try to make that sound that they want, and their patents and all that kind of stuff allow them to have their signature sound for your vehicle. And they do definitely spend that time to make sure that it sounds right. So when you spend that kind of money and you put this exhaust system on your truck, you're actually going to be happy with it, and you're not, after a couple of months, wanting to tear it off because you're like, well, this is just too loud, or drones, I'm not enjoying my driving experience, and all that kind of stuff. But I can 100% tell you the AWE system is by far my favorite one for the Hemi. If you're gonna daily drive your truck, you're gonna go on trips, all that kind of stuff, this system really has all of the different ins and outs of what you would want to have on an exhaust system. So when I'm cruising, I want to listen to music, I don't want to hear the exhaust all the time. It's got that. It's perfect when you're off the throttle, it's nice and quiet. And when I'm on it, well, you guys have already heard, it definitely lets it roar, and I absolutely love the sound of this exhaust. And on a side note, as we're whipping through the back roads, the rough country suspension is awesome on this truck. If you guys are wondering if the Vertex shocks are worth it, this thing, I'm doing the speed limit, and it takes the corners so well. We're on 35-inch tires, and I only have like, I got 35, 40 PSI in them, and yeah, it goes around corners so well. This whole truck feels so much tighter now than it did before. Even with the stock suspension on, I just felt like with the 18s, it did have a little bit of roll to it compared to the 22s that I had on the Laramie. The Laramie was kind of more of a road hugger with those real thin sidewalls. But with this suspension, it just really, it soaks up all the bumps so well. And actually, when I've been going to the beach, there is some speed bumps there, and I think they're a slower speed limit than I've been able to take them very comfortably. Let's just put it that way. And yes, I'll go over the speed bump, and it just takes it like a Raptor would. It's just kind of like a boom. And it's so nice because to have that just soak up that bump so well. Nobody's flying out of their seat, none of that kind of stuff. It's very well controlled. And then sometimes people are like, they're following behind me pretty closely and anxious to get where they're going, and they might be in a Toyota Corolla, possibly, might have happened once, and they hit the speed bump at the same speed as I did. And yeah, I think they found out that they didn't have the same suspension that I did. So there it is, everybody. My first thoughts on the AWE Zero FG exhaust on my 2019 Ram Rebel. Absolutely love it so far. Definitely drop your comments in the comments section, and definitely check out AWE Tuning as well. I will have all the information in the description. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And as always, keep that hammer down.